Hello, future engineers. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're still new to my channel and you like what I'm doing, please don't forget to share my videos to your friends and to your friends' friends, to your younger brothers and sisters who would want to take up engineering in the future, and to your relatives. That's one way you can keep me going, inspired, and refreshed. Now, if you find my videos interesting and important to your studies, also please don't forget to subscribe. Hello, future engineers. Here is another video, sample problem videos in calculus, particularly in finding the derivative using limits, the long way first. So differentiate the functions by using limits. There are 6 exercises here. If you want to anticipate the solution, then you may do so by pausing the video. So remember the procedure. We have to replace y by y plus delta y and x by x plus delta x. So y plus delta y equals 4 times x plus delta x squared minus 3 times quantity x plus delta x minus 2. So delta y equals 4 times quantity x squared plus 2x delta x plus delta x squared minus 3x minus 3 delta x minus 2, then minus y, which is quantity 4x squared minus 3x minus 2. By the way, when you expand binomials, you have to review algebra, particularly in binomial expansion theorem or using the Pascal's triangle, because you are already a student in calculus. You should bring along with the concept of expanding binomials, because if you cannot expand binomials, if that is your problem, then it is a very, very big problem in calculus, because after all, that's algebra. And in calculus, you need algebra and trigonometry. So I hope that if you cannot follow the explanations here, it means that you are not yet prepared in calculus. You have to master algebra and trigonometry first. So I move on. So take note that we have 4x squared here and minus 4x squared. So 4x squared will be vanished. And we also have negative 3x and negative of negative 3x, positive 3x. The 3x will also be eliminated. Negative 2 and negative of negative 2, positive 2. It will also be eliminated. Therefore, delta y is, we begin with 4 times 2x, so 8x delta x plus 4 delta x square, then minus 3 delta x. So that would be the remaining terms after negative 4x squared, positive 3x, and positive 2 are eliminated. Then we divide everything by delta x. Delta y over delta x equals 8x plus 4 delta x minus 3. And the derivative of y with respect to x is the limit of this ratio as delta x approaches 0. So limit of delta y over delta x as delta x approaches 0 of 8x plus 4 delta x minus 3. Since this is 0, therefore dy dx, the derivative of the function 1 is 8x minus 3. Then for problem 2, we have y plus delta y equals 3 plus 4 quantity x plus delta x minus quantity x plus delta x square. So we have to expand this. So delta y equals 3 plus 4x plus 4 delta x minus quantity x squared plus 2x delta x plus delta x squared, then minus y, which is quantity 3 plus 4x minus x squared. So delta y, so we can eliminate 3 again, 4x and negative 4x out, negative x squared and negative of negative x or x squared out. So we just write 4 delta x, then minus 2x delta x minus delta x squared. So that would be the remaining terms. So dividing everything by delta x, delta y over delta x equals 4 minus 2x minus delta x. Then dy dx, the derivative of y with respect to x, is the limit of this ratio as delta x approaches 0. And it is equal to 4 minus 2x because delta x is 0. Problem 3, y plus delta y equals quantity x plus delta x cube minus 5 quantity x plus delta x plus 2. And expansion of quantity x plus delta x cube is cube of the first plus 3 times square of the first times second plus 3 times the first, then the square of the second, then the cube of the second. In other words, delta y is equal to x cubed plus 3x squared delta x plus 3x delta x quantity square plus delta x cubed minus 5x minus 5 delta x minus plus 2, then minus y, which is quantity x cubed minus 5x plus 2. So x cubed will be eliminated. Negative 5x and positive 5x eliminated. 2 and negative 2 eliminated. So delta y equals 3x squared delta x plus 3x delta x squared plus delta x cubed minus 5 delta x. So this will be the remaining terms. Dividing everything by delta x, delta y over delta x equals 3x squared plus 3x delta x plus delta x squared minus 5. And dy dx, the derivative of y with respect to x, is the limit of this ratio as delta x approaches 0. And the final answer, therefore, is equal to 3x squared minus 5. So for problem 3, the derivative of y with respect to x is 3x squared minus 5. Okay, problem 4. So y plus delta y equals quantity x plus delta x cubed minus 2 times quantity x plus delta x squared plus 6. So again, we expand this. Delta y equals x cubed plus 3x squared delta x plus 3x delta x squared plus delta x cubed minus 2 quantity x squared plus 2x delta x, then plus delta x squared, then plus 6, then minus y, which is quantity x cubed minus 2x squared plus 6. So again, x cubed will be eliminated. Negative 2x squared and positive 2x squared eliminated. 6 and negative 6 will be eliminated. So therefore, delta y is 3x squared delta x plus 3x delta x squared plus delta x cubed minus 4x delta x minus 2 delta x squared. So this will be the remaining terms. Dividing everything by delta x, delta y over delta x equals 3x squared plus 3x delta x plus delta x squared minus 4x minus 2 delta x. And the derivative of y with respect to x is the limit of this ratio as delta x approaches 0. So therefore, the derivative of y with respect to x for exercise 4 is 3x squared minus 4x. So let's have number 5 and number 6 on the next slides. So number 5, x plus delta x equals quantity y plus delta y to the fourth minus 2 times quantity y plus delta y cubed. So the expansion of y plus delta y to the fourth is fourth power of y to the fourth, plus 4 times y cubed delta y, plus 6 times y squared delta y squared, plus 4 times y delta y cubed plus delta y to the fourth. Then for y plus delta y cubed, we already have this uh, experience from the preceding exercises, so I hope it's no longer a problem. But for those who find this new and somewhat you're not familiar with the expansion, as I said, you have to review yourselves with algebra. It is not calculus that will review with you. If you want to really learn calculus, then your background in algebra and trigonometry, those are the foundation subjects, must be good enough for you to prepare yourselves in calculus. So delta x is equal to y to the fourth plus 4y cubed delta y plus 6y squared delta y squared plus 4y delta y cubed, then plus delta y to the fourth. Then minus 2 quantity del y cubed plus 3y squared delta y, then plus 3y delta y squared, then plus delta y cubed. Close. Then minus x, and x is quantity y to the fourth minus 2y cubed. So y to the fourth will be eliminated, and we have negative 2y cubed here, eliminated also because we have positive 2y cubed here. So delta x is 4y cubed delta y plus 6y squared delta y squared plus 4y delta y cubed plus delta y to the fourth, then minus 6y squared delta y minus 6y delta y squared minus 2 delta y cubed. So that's it. Then divide everything by delta y. So delta x over delta y equals 4y cubed plus 6y squared delta y plus 4y delta y squared plus delta y quantity cubed minus 6y squared minus 6y delta y, then minus 2 delta y squared. Then derivative of x with respect to y, dx dy, is the limit of this ratio as delta y approaches 0. So dx dy is limit of delta x over delta y as delta y approaches 0. So that would be 4y cubed plus limit of these remaining terms. So the final answer is 4y cubed minus 6y squared. So dx dy is 4y cubed minus 6y squared. Then finally, number 6, x plus delta t is equal to 1/2 of quantity t plus delta t to the fourth minus 5 times quantity t plus delta t minus 3. So with our experience in expanding t plus delta t to the fourth as in above, so this is delta x equals 1/2 of quantity t to the fourth plus 4 t cubed delta t plus 6 t squared delta t squared plus 4 t delta t cubed, then plus delta t to the fourth. Closed. Then minus 5t minus 5 delta t, then minus 3. Then minus x, which is quantity 1/2 t to the fourth minus 5t minus 3. So negative 1/2 t to the fourth will be eliminated because we have 1/2 t to the fourth here. negative 5t and positive 5t out, and negative 3 and positive 3 out. So delta x equals 2t cubed delta t plus 3t squared delta t squared. 1/2 of 4t delta t cube is 2t delta t cube. Then plus 1/2 delta t to the fourth minus 5 delta t. So this will be the remaining terms. Dividing everything by delta t, so delta x over delta t equals 2t cubed plus 3t squared delta t plus 2t delta t squared plus 1/2 delta t cubed minus 5. And the derivative of x with respect to t is the limit of this ratio as delta t approaches 0. And therefore, the final answer is dx dt is 2t cubed minus 5. So dx dt again is 2t cubed minus 5. So that's it for this video. I hope that you were able to follow the solutions and the explanations.